Welcome to part 7 of The Wolf. Warning break-in. And as I was saying, warning break-in, December 26, 2023. About forgot to timestamp that. As I was saying, though, people have become lovers of self more than lovers of God. Caring more about what you put on and what you eat and drink and what you have or don't have. And going after bigger and better things. No, I'm not saying, give to everybody, give to everybody, give to everybody that don't want to help themselves. Don't misunderstand me. Yes, I know there is a lazy people out there. But sometimes some people just fall on hard times and they're not lazy. They just have a run of devil's luck. I put it that way. And they can't help themselves for a little bit. And they just need a boost. But I trust the Lord and I put things in His hands because I don't want to take anything from the devil. And I'm not calling y'all devils. Please don't misunderstand that. Because there was some of y'all that offered to help me and I appreciate that. But the thing is, I trust the Lord and He knows where I'm coming from on this and He knows why I want to work it out for myself. I just want Him to heal me and get me back to work. And I thank God for that because He's been doing that. In fact, I go to orientation this week and I praise God for that. And I will be going back to work shortly. So please keep me in your prayers. And please keep me in your prayers that they don't try to force me because the woman I already talked with at this job assured me I wouldn't have to work on my Sabbath, which is Friday night through Saturday. And so, yeah. But please keep me in your prayers and for that, and that maybe pray that they put me on mornings at least for Wednesdays and Fridays the rest of the week because I wouldn't be working on Saturday anyway with it being the Sabbath. But please pray that they put me on mornings for Wednesday and Friday and the rest of the week except for Saturday, which I won't work anyway because of it being Sabbath. But the rest of the week I'm fine to do closings. But just pray the Lord work that out for me. In Jesus' name. And let's get back into this wolf in sheep's clothing. And no, I'm not wanting the money to have filthy lucre to buy all kinds of stuff for myself. I wanted the money to be able to serve God. So that I could pay my car insurance and keep my car up and be able to get to church. Because I'm a firm believer in assembling ourselves together in the last days. A firm believer in it. And the only place I ever want to be anyway, though, is in church. So please, I covet your prayers. If you believe in prayer, please keep me in your prayers. Let's get back into this.
As we read in 2 Timothy 3:1-5, every characteristic listed after men would be lovers of themselves illustrates what men do when they love themselves above God. When you jump down to verse 13, the Bible states, But evil men and impostors will grow worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
That they're
It is
doing.
very
That
evident
they are doing.
that evil is getting worse and deception is off the charts.
Big
Godlessness
time.
has now taken over all aspects of society.
Seems like the
Even the
world is
churches.
teetering on the edge of a knife. Tensions are high all across the country.
Now,
Road
this is about more than just the wolves in sheep clothing that are in the pulpit. These are some very hard things to hear, very sad things to hear. I will inform you of that. Consider that your disclaimer.
rage incidents, for example, turning into murders. Students are starting massive brawls that border on riots, and cruise ships are being taken out to sea by Mother Nature. It almost feels like we're living in a James Patterson novel, but unfortunately, this is all real. 4-year-old Goradami was killed last week when a California road rage incident turned deadly. 29-year-old Byron.
My thoughts and prayers and condolences go out to these families that he is speaking about who have lost loved ones through these things. Let's keep these people in our prayers, saints of God. They're hurting. They've lost. Could you imagine losing your child in a road rage incident and hit 4 years old? Especially this time of year. Y'all put so much credence in the Christmas thing. Any time of year, though, to lose your child like that. Just because somebody's angry and on the highway with the demon. See, you're not promised tomorrow. None of us are. It pays to ever be ready to go.
Burkhart allegedly cut off Gore's parents as they were driving home after picking up groceries. He then pulled up next to the family, fired 8 shots into their vehicle. Gore was hit and later died at the hospital. Our schools used to be safe havens for children. They went there to learn. We trusted that they would be taken care of. But this is rapidly becoming the new normal at schools all across the country. All of those fights were at one school in one day. Charles Herbert Flowers High School in Maryland wound up having 10 fights break out on their campus on Tuesday. But it doesn't seem to get better if you try to leave the country. A European cruise ship was on its way to England when it got struck by a rogue wave. The cruise's windows were smashed, the ship lost all power, and it lost the ability to navigate. All these things just seem stranger than fiction, but it's happening all around us.
Want to take a cruise, people?
Police are investigating
This is
this
shameful.
incident at a youth basketball game after video surfaced showing 2 referees at least fighting one another in front of children. According to police, the fight occurred over the weekend.
This is referees fighting in front of children. See the example that's been set before them? And y'all think sports is the end all be all and that's good for them. Teaching them to be devils, that's what it's teaching them to do. Used to, sports was an after school thing that was done to get people more interested in doing their work. You had to maintain a C average at least. It was a way of helping students to try to get them to focus on their schoolwork years ago, and it was fun. It was about fun. Now it's about fighting. And usually a lot of the fights are adults doing the fighting. That is shameful. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Look what you teaching your children. Don't say you teaching them and training them up for the Lord. You teaching them to be brawlers. You're going to cause them to burn in hell. You'll be right next to them. Don't worry. You'll get to let them gnash on you.
During a fourth grade boys basketball game in Lakewood, Colorado, both referees
Fourth
involved
grade.
have been indefinitely
Shameful.
suspended from the league.
The driver of this car is about to
They
fall
should be
victim to
suspended.
bank jugging, a crime police say they're seeing more and more of this busy holiday shopping season. The scam is simple. Target someone leaving a bank with lots of cash, follow them to their next location, create a ruse to distract them, and then steal their money. The driver says she had just withdrawn $20,000 from a bank to make a down payment on a house. Police believe she was eyeballed at the bank by the people in this car and followed to a mall. They say a female member of the gang approached the victim's car and got her attention by asking, "Did you drop some money?" The victim gets out looking for a $5 bill. Then an accomplice sneaks up, reaches into the open car, and grabs the woman's purse with the 20 grand in it. Sometimes the thieves don't even bother creating a distraction. This driver told cops he withdrew $1,000 from the bank. The bad guys followed him, then pulled up alongside, smashed the window, and grabbed an envelope with the money in it.
Romans 1:28 through 32. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a debased mind to do those.
I'm going to ask a really crazy question about the ruse about the $5. Why would you get out of your car, assuming when you just pulled in, assuming that you could have possibly dropped $5? That's kind of dumb on your part anyway. That was just dumb. Bank jugging. I'm just going to state it. That was dumb. You don't get out of your car and leave it unlocked anyway. Now, if somebody asks me if I dropped $5 when when I pull in somewhere, I'm just going to tell them straight out, no, I didn't drop it. I just got here. If you want to pick it up, go get it and go on. Better off to do that than fall victim to them. I'm telling you, use some wisdom, people. Use some wisdom. Don't be greedy.
Things which are not fitting, being filled with all unrighteousness, sexual immorality, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, evil-mindedness. They are whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, violent, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, undiscerning, untrustworthy, unloving, unforgiving, unmerciful, who knowing the righteous judgment of God, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do the same, but also approve of those who practice them. There can be no doubt we are living in the end times, right before Jesus Christ returns, as we link 2 Timothy 3:1 through 5 with Romans 1:28 through 32.
The Western Cape's southern peninsula is blanketed in smoke as 3 major fires burn. The largest started on Tuesday. More than 300 firefighters and several aircraft, including drones for surveillance, have been deployed. On Thursday night, strong winds caused the blaze to spread from Simonstown into neighboring Scarborough, and another fire broke out along the main highway. Evacuation orders were issued for about 100 households, many in the early hours of the morning. City authorities say it's a precautionary measure. On Friday, there was some respite from the wind, but there are concerns it will pick up again, fanning the flames. Resources are stretched. The military has sent in additional helicopters. City authorities say the situation is unpredictable, and more people may need to leave their homes while they work to contain the fires and prevent damage to properties.
There's no rest for the West Coast as a Pacific storm makes its way out of California and into Arizona and other desert states. The storm left significant flooding in its wake, like here in Santa Barbara, California. In Oxnard, the storm dumped 3 inches of rain in a single hour.
This is what happens when so much rain falls so fast. Cars, one after another, hydroplaning out.
Well, I got news for you. If you'd slow down when the weather hits bad, you wouldn't hydroplane so bad. You wouldn't be out of total control if you would keep it at a speed in which you could control it in bad weather. take a little personal responsibility and slow down. Consider other people a little bit besides just yourself. And quit being in such a big hurry to get everywhere. See you in the next part.